Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video we are going to discuss about how we can configure self-signed certificate with Apache Tomcat web servers. So in this particular video I am not going to explain a lot about Apache Tomcat. I am just going to quickly set up the Apache Tomcat web servers, then we will configure the self-signed certificate. So to configure the self-signed certificate with Apache Tomcat, we are going to use key store file. So what is key store? Let's understand first. What is key store? A key store can be a repository where private keys, certificates and symmetric keys can be stored. So what does it mean basically? So basically a key store is a kind of a file, Java file, JKS file which we generally call, and there are different format of key store as well that we will also see in the next slide. So basically in simple word, key store is some simple a file where we are storing our private key details, certificate details and certificate chains. These things we are going to store in our key store file, and this particular key store file we are going to use in Apache Tomcat to enable a self-signed certificate for our websites. So there are basically three components of key store files. The first one is private key. So a private key is also known as a secret key, is a variable in cryptography that is used an algorithm to encrypt and decrypt data. So generally, like any other certificate which we create as part of, like if we are using OpenSSL to create a self-signed certificate, then first we have to create a private key, then we create a certificate. Then we use the combination of certificate and private key with our web server, for example, Oracle WebLogic. We are going to use, Apache web server. Then we can use the combination of private key and certificate. But what's the difference here? What we are going to do? We are just going to use simple key store file where we will have all the details which is required to enable HTTPS for our websites. So this particular file will have a private key, a certificate details and a certificate chain. And what is certificate chain basically? Certificate chain is a list of certificates that start from the server certificate and terminate at the root certificate. So like complete, like from top to bottom, all the list of certificates we will have inside the certificate chain. So types of key store formats. So there are different kind of format of key store file which we can use. So the first one is Java key store, which is called a JKS format. So like the file name will be keystore.jks. This is the one format which we can use to configure or to enable a self-signed certificate for our application. So let's see what is JKS here basically. So JKS is a proprietary format used by the Java application. It stores private key and certificate using a password-based encryption mechanism. So this is basically very old technology which we were using, but the trending modern the technology or industry standard technology which we have, or the format we have, that is called a PKCS 12 format. This is also called a .p12 extension or .pfx extension. So the what is PKCS 12 format here? So again, it's kind of a format where we are storing a private key and certificate, but it is more flexible and widely supported across different system than JKS. It's basically widely used. So in our video, we are going to utilize PKCS 12 format, and the third format here we have .pem file, which is private enhanced mail. Again, this is the base64 encoded format, often used for storing certificates and key as a plain text file, commonly used in environment like Apache and nginx. So these are the three main key store format which we generally use, but the most recommended format which we have, that is .p12 or .pfx extension. So this is what we are going to configure in our in this particular video. So let's jump into demo quickly. So what we will do, we will download the Apache Tomcat web server and it will quickly set up. So I have already downloaded the Apache Tomcat server. So let's quickly set it up. So port number I will change here. I'll give something called 9292 because I am already using a 8080 port for my different application. And username I'll provide simple admin. And this is the Java virtual machine JDK path which we have to install, either JDK or JRE. So let's choose JDK path here. So I am gonna use JDK 8.0202. This one I am going to use, and this is the destination folder where our Tomcat will be installed. So let's quickly install it. So this is the first thing we did it. We just set up that Apache Tomcat web server. Let's finish it. You can see here the simple icon here, Apache Tomcat. So here we can see the status. So here we start, stop and configure. So let's quickly verify if Apache Tomcat is running or not. So let's put localhost. I have given port 9292. So it means our Apache Tomcat web server is running. Let's quickly verify the HTTPS also. So I'm going to use localhost, and port number for HTTPS will be 8443. So this will not work because let me tell you why. So let me go to my installation directory where Apache Tomcat web server is installed. So it's under program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 9.0. Let's provide the permission, and I'll go to config file. So here let me open the server.xml file where we defined all the configuration details. So if I come down here, so here you can see the connector port is 9292, which is HTTP port, and redirected port here I have prepared for 8443. But the connector for 8443 is disabled now. This is what we are going to configure. If you can see here, so here we are enabling SSL, and this is commented. So this we have to change. But before we change this particular part, first we have to generate the key store file. So let me minimize this. And to create a key store file, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use a key tool, which is part of a JDK. So let me go to my Java directory, JDK 202, and I'll go to Win folder. Here you can see a key tool which I'm going to use to generate the key store file. So let me open the command prompt as an administrator, and I'll quickly go to this particular path. Okay. So if I'll type here key tool, you can see a various list of commands which we can use. So I have already written the instruction to create the key store file. I'm just going to quickly copy paste and I will explain you. Okay, let me go to my Azure DevOps wiki page. So the first thing what we are going to do, we are just going to create a so the first step is generate a self-signed certificate. So make sure you have key tool utility. So we already have a key tool utility which is part of our JDK. So nothing to do here. So generate the key store and a certificate file. So the first thing what we are going to do, we are going to generate using a JKS format. Let me copy this command. So here what we are going to use tool called key tool and hyphen the parameter. If I open the command prompt here, so the second parameter which we are going to use is hyphen chain key pair. So if you can see here, we have this generate a key pair. We have a a parameter command called -gen key pair. This is what we are going to use. And the next we are going to use alias. We are going to give a name to our certificate, and key length, like what format. So we are going to use RSA algorithm to generate a key pair. And this is the key store. This is the file name which we are going to create. So the file name will be keystore.jks, and the size I have chosen here 2048. So let me just quickly copy this command and I'll just run it. Let me clear the screen. So now it will ask for a password. So let's put some password here. Now here you have to provide a few details about your certificate or your organizations and all these things. So let me quickly provide it. So the first name, I'll type here demo. What is the name of your organization unit? Let me provide IT. What is the name of your organization? Let me provide demo.com. Name of the city, let me provide Noida. State, let me provide UP. Two letters of your country code, let me provide IN India. So let me put yes. Enter the key password Tomcat. So let me provide the password here again. So here you can see the file not found exceptions which we are coming. See Apache, because I forget to change this particular path. So if I'll go to my Tomcat directory, you can give any path here. So let me go to program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 9 config. So this file basically we have to provide. Now you can see here we don't have any key store file here. So let me just copy this path and paste in the command prompt, sorry, a notepad file. And let me copy this command as well. So what I will do, I'll just change the path here. And also we have to provide double quotes because we have spaces in like program files. Now let me run it again. We clear the screen. I'll just provide simple password. Demo IT demo.com Noida. This is the basic detail which you have to provide. So now you can see we are getting this warning, but still we can use this particular file. It is telling basically you should use a PKCS 12 format. But let me see if key store file is generated. So what I will do for a time being, we can also convert this JKS to pk.p12 or .pfx extension, that we will also see. Let's quickly convert this JKS format to .p12 extension. So what I will do, let me go to my top, or else what we can do, first we will see using the JKS format itself if it's working or not. Then we will convert this JKS file to .p12 extension. So let me go to my notepad file where I have opened the server.xml file. So here what I have to do, I have to just change this particular detail and let me uncomment this particular line. Okay. So now here I have to change the password which I have used, password @123, and the key store path here also we have to change. So the path of key store, I think I have copied in the notepad file. This is the file where I have the keystore.jks file. So let me go to server.xml, and that's all. Just try to reboot our Apache Tomcat application. So let me quickly, okay. Actually, this is the because of this recording tab, I am not able to go to that particular. Okay, let's try from here. Okay, just give me a moment. So let me go to my services. From here we will restart the Apache Tomcat web server. Let's see if it's working or not. So it's running. Now what I will do, I will just quickly refresh this page. So you can see we are now able to access using the self-signed certificate which we have created. Let me proceed to localhost. So now we can see, and if you want to see the certificate detail, obviously it's not valid because we are using a self-signed certificate. That's what we are getting SSL warning as well. So you can see this is the name which we have provided, the common name demo, organization name demo.com, organization unit IT. So this is we have configured using keystore.jks format. So if I go to my here, so the current the Tomcat instance is running using the JKS format. If I'll just quickly show you the keystore.jks file, so you can see a simple text file. If I'll edit it, here you cannot see anything because it is all encrypted file. And here we have the certificate details, the private key details, and the certificate chain details. All the details we will have under this file. Now if you want to use the this particular format .pkcs12 format, which extension is .p12 or .pfx, what you have to do, let me quickly show you. There is a command you have to run it to convert basically the format. So you have to convert JKS to PKCS12 format. This is the command basically you have to use. So let me tell you what we are going to use, what we are going to perform here. So we are going to use keytool command -import key store secret key store, which is the existing one which we have created. So you can see the format here, keystore.jks. So we are importing this certificate, and then what we are going to do, destination keystore file, we have provide the same path, but we have chosen a different extension which is .p12, and the type, which type we want, PKCS12. So let me just quickly run this command and we will see. So let me clear the screen. So the password, keystore password which you have set up, that you have to provide here. Enter the source keystore password. Let me provide the same. So basically the first two command, enter destination keystore password. So here if you want, you can set up the new password for your keystore, and the source keystore password is the keystore password which you have set up during the creation of .jks format. So if I'll go back to my configuration file, you can see here we have a file called keystore.p12. So if you want, you can utilize keystore.p12 format as well for your self-signed certificate. Just you have to change the file name here. If I'll go to my so you can see here you have to add few things. Keystore file path will be changed .p12 format, and keystore password and keystore type. So these two details you have to just add in your configuration file in the server.xml file. So if I'll open my server.xml file, so here you can see the keystore file is already there, password is already there. Just you have to mention, let me go to my wiki page. Keystore type is this particular format, so we are using. Just you have to add this particular file and you have to restart your Tomcat server, and you can use the self-signed certificate which you have created with Apache Tomcat web servers. So I hope this video is helpful. If you have any issue or doubt, ping me over comment. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. See you next video.